Hey, this is Pat, and today we're checking out the Leatt 5.5 ADV MultiTour jacket. Now, the MultiTour 5.5 comes in a men's and a women's option. It comes in around the $580 price point. Sizes range from small to 5 extra large for the men, extra small up to 3 extra large for the women's option. Now, we shot the 7.5 line of the ADV options from Leatt when they first got into the segment a couple months back, and I love that they're going at it in the 5.5 as well, because the 7.5 was one of the best ADV options we had seen come out in a while. It matched the helmet that we cannot keep in stock because it's one of the most popular ADV helmets out there. The 7.5 really matched that with a very off-road oriented jacket and armor rig for off-road riders that are doing some ADV, maybe they're out on the tarmac. The 5.5 is going to be a solid option as well, just sitting underneath of the 7.5 line. And it's not like you're really throwing away any features or anything like that that you might want. It's really just the waterproof layer inside there. Instead of being a 30K is actually a 20K. So it's just a little bit less on the breathability side and the waterproofing side of it, but still plenty more capable than most of the waterproof liners out there. The 30K that we saw with the 7.5 was well and beyond one of the best waterproofings that we've seen out there. So you're getting a little bit drop in that, a little bit of a fine-tunement or exposed snaps, things that you don't typically see on the higher end stuff. But all in, the 5.5 line from Leatt is one of our favorite options within the ADV route on top of the 7.5, just because it gives you solid protection, offering CE2 level armor at the shoulder, elbows, and back, CE AA for abrasion resistance, all coming in under that $600 price point with a destination waterproof and a fully removable internal thermal sleeve liner. So it's really something that can get 3 to 4 seasonality for ADV riders. So Leatt is really punching well above its weight class when it comes to creating ADV options, but I love to see it. They are known for off-road riding and more off-road trail MX riding. I love seeing them get into ADV realm because it's nice to have a refreshing brand in there, creating gear that is aimed at people who like taking their ADV bike off-road more than they do going down the highway. But before I get too long-winded on the features, let's talk about the fitment. Now, before I get to Norman on my left, we did have Gabrielle wear this in the women's version. She is 5'4", 120 pounds with a 33.5-inch bust measurement. She actually went with a size small without the liners installed in them. Now, if you are riding with all the liners installed, you might want to look at going with the medium. That's what she would have gone with. But if you're riding mostly in the summer weather, wearing it without all the liners, whatever you're wearing it the most percentage of, make sure you're keeping that in mind when you're deciding out there. But what we found was just one size up on her bust measurement compared to the sizing chart was what we'd recommend. So if you are confused about that, if you're trying to figure out exactly what's right for you, feel free to call us in. It really depends on how you're wearing the jacket for most of the time that you'll be wearing it. You want to make sure that you're sizing it appropriate for the majority of your riding. But over on my left here, I have Norman. Norman's 6'3", 220 pounds with a 44-inch chest, currently wearing a size extra large, which is exactly what he was wearing in the 7.5 line when we shot that on him a few months back. Really fits him spot on. He has the waterproof liner in there. He has that thermal liner inside of that one, but you got plenty of adjustment to go ahead and pull it in should you need to, but all the armor's in the right place. So unlike the women's version, which had a little bit more movement on the armor, if you take out all the liners, all the armor for Norman is really in the right spot. Now, if you're referencing the size chart, Norman's actually 44-inch chest measurement. Could be a large, could be an extra large. Large is just too tight, so the extra large was the spot-on option, just like we saw with the 7.5. Again, $580, comes in a few different colorways, lots of sizing, especially for the men's, but also for the women's. It goes up to a 3 extra large for the women's, which you almost never see. Typically, they top out at extra large. It goes up to 5 extra large if you are out there riding off-road. But let's start at the top, work our way down, start seeing if this is right for your gear closet. Up at the top, one thing I will call out, it is a Velcro collar. I wish they wouldn't have added the male Velcro to the side that faces the neck, just in case it ever doesn't align, but there is a snapback location up here. I'm actually just gonna snap that in, Norman, that you can put it away. If you are hitting the highway, you want a little bit more airflow in there, you can undo the main zipper, just get a little bit more airflow coming through to your neck. But it is about a 2-inch tall collar with a neoprene wrap around it, just to make sure that it is comfortable. It is going to be a polyester ripstop main construction all the way throughout the entire jacket. It's a nylon polyester ripstop all the way throughout, so if it does get clipped on a branch, clipped on a tree, it's not going to spread and actually spread open the cut. It's going to self-heal itself and actually keep it from going through. But up at the top, you're going to notice it does have a neck brace collar system. So if you are wearing a neck brace over top, which Leatt does make and they do promote, you do have this option to keep it down and make sure it stays in place, as well as a hydration port exit, which I'll talk about in just a bit when we get down to the chest as well as the back. There is a hydration pouch location in the back. The hydration pouch itself is sold separately, but we'll talk about that in a sec. But you do have the option of route the tubing through. Now, one cool part, it does look like the sleeves are removable on the Slime, but they're not. They just actually built in a little relief stitching over top of the edge. So there's no zipper to remove it, but you do have this little relief stitching over top just to give it a little bit more flex in the riding position, whether you're sitting or standing. It's something we see on Dakar racers. They typically have this little relief in there just to make it a little bit more comfortable when they are layering up, when they are out there riding aggressively. You do have that option for a little bit more movement. Underneath of the shoulder, you are getting their CE Level 2 3DF armor underneath of the shoulder, as well as the elbow, and the back is included as well. You have pockets at the chest if you want to add that in there, but it's very malleable. It is a nice molecular armor. It's very ventilated, something that is going to be great for temperature stability, but it is CE Level 2, which I think is a great add, especially at this price point. So you get that at shoulder, you get that at the elbow. You have a little bit of sublimated Leatt logoing on the outer side of the shoulder. Double snap location at the bicep, so you can go ahead and really tone that in depending on how you want it to fit. A little bit of mesh and with a direct vent to go through to the body if you remove that waterproof liner inside. So you do get direct ventilation, especially at that location. That's going to go straight to the armpits, really help you cool off while you're riding. Down at the forearm, you do have an adjuster, really pull in that elbow armor, make sure it's in the right spot. If you remove that liners underneath, you can go ahead and really tune it in to make sure it's specific for you. And then at the base, it is a Velcro closure system at the cuff. I love when Leatt adds that in there. It's a really tough Velcro system. We've seen it on their ADV gloves, but you get that added in. It's not going to be a zipper. It's not going to be overly bulky or anything. And I'm just going to flip this over. One other thing to note, you do get reflective at the forearms. I love that location for reflective. If you're in the riding position going down the road, a car is going to hit you right on the forearms. With their headlight, you can go ahead and pop back. They're going to see that it's you riding down the road. So I like that little addition on there, as well as some reflective at the back. Coming up at the chest, you do have a zipper with Velcro covering as the main entry of it, which is nice. That's going to protect you from the wind going in if you're riding in the colder months. Again, this is 4-season availability out here, but one of the cool parts here, if I just lift up the chest over on this side, lift up this vent, and open it up, there is a neodymium magnet inside of there, so you do get a direct mesh ventilation up at the upper chest on both sides. I'll go ahead and just curl this up just so you get some air flowing through there while we're under these studio lights. But you get that mesh without the waterproof, without the thermal, that's gonna go right through to your body and help you cool off with the Velcro closure at the top. But again, there's no issue with water getting into there because the waterproof liner is underneath of it, so you can go ahead and have that over top, or you can have it underneath without the issue of worrying about water getting through. As we come down to the bottom, one thing to call out, you do have top-loading pockets. These are lined. I would call them water resistant. If you have any valuables, put them underneath the waterproof liner or put the waterproof liner over top of the jacket. It's not something that it's worth the risk because these are folded over. Even though they are bagged and lined, it's just folded over with a little bit of Velcro holding it. But you do have a nice hand warmer pocket over on the sides with the suede interior just for a little comfort if you're at the campsite or if you're just relaxing off the bike, you do have that. You gotta turn to the side, hit that riding position. At the riding position, you can actually see I adjusted it in here for Norman. I pulled these in. You do have 3 snaps at the side for adjustability just to pull in, make sure it's fitting you properly. And then at the base, you can even see down here, there's a little bit of Velcro just to pull that in as well. Make sure that the hem is nice and tight, but it is going to be a 450 denier down the sides with a little bit of stretch where the actual straps are underneath there. Go ahead and turn to the back for me. Starting at the back, we had a lot of features on the back, just like we saw with the front, a lot more than the sides. You get a fold-over snap just to hold the waterproof liner interior in place. I really like that, just because you're not going to get any drips down the back of your helmet or anything like that. It's going to hold it in place. Nice hanger. It is still the nylon polyester ripstop all the way throughout the main construction of the back. You get a hanger up top. One cool part is, just like the front had, you do have a foldable ventilation system at the back. Pure mesh can allow that to go right through, and you can actually, you might be able to see it, but you can hear it on there too. There's a CE Level 2 back protector included with the jacket, which is always nice at this price point. One thing I want to call out is underneath of the flap here is going to be a hanger system for a hydration tube. So you can actually hang a hydration pouch inside there and then route the hydration tube. Really cool factor about it is it's on this orange system you can kind of see in here. Those are connected to the shoulder, so it actually helps disperse the weight of the hydration bladder when you have it installed, when it's full. It's not gonna be something that's pulling at your back. It's actually nice that it's gonna be connected to your shoulders, so it helps just alleviate the weight added onto it, but then it'll hang between the back protector and the exterior of the jacket itself. But I like the fold over. I like the integration of the hydration pouch, that they hit it so well well, and also the almost suspension system it is built into just to help alleviate it. And then you can route the hydration tube underneath of the jacket and out the front on the port that we saw earlier. Once you have all that folded away, you do have a nice big mesh panel in the back, a little bit of foam reinforcement just to hold its shape, and then you have, same thing we saw with the front, you do have a fold-over style bagged top cargo liner in the back. Again, if you have valuables, just store them underneath the waterproof liner. It's gonna make sure that they do stay waterproof, but a little bit of reflective, and it is a cargo style, so it does have a nice fold out, so you can stuff a lot of gear in there with a drop seat to make sure you're not showing anything off to the riders behind you. You can go to spin around. Let's start opening up this jacket, work our way through the layering system here. As he opens up, main zipper goes all the way down. You're gonna have the first layer, which is the waterproof. He actually has it unsnapped that just easily snaps in to the interior. Now, again, this is a 20K waterproof liner, so it is very good. If you think Gore-Tex, the big name brands out there, they were about 24, 25 on their waterproofing scale. This is 2020. When you're looking at the top of the line options from Leatt, they're getting 30, so a lot higher on there, but it is CE AA rated. Lots of storage pockets. You have the option to add chest armor in the front. You have a Napoleon pocket, some storage and connection zippers for the matching set of pants. Do me a favor, unzip that waterproof layer as well. Underneath the waterproof layer is where you're gonna find the thermal full sleeve liner. It's not the thickest liner out there on the market, but it is nice that you have that in there just to add that seasonality. Just makes it a little bit easier to get into the winter riding months. If you're going for a trip that you don't know what every single weather is gonna be like every single day, you have the option to really just stuff that away into the cargo pocket or add it in if you need a little bit of protection on those colder mornings. But really cool system, really cool, innovative, waterproofing, thermal, as well as you can go ahead and zip up that outer one for me. A lot of ventilation. Again, that's why I'm saying this is 3 to 4 seasonality. You got plenty of ventilation. You have the waterproofing, which is gonna stop some colder wind, but also some more aggressive rain delays or rain options while you're out there riding. Sorry, I was laughing they got that stuck on there. And then you have the thermal full sleeve in there just to give you a little bit more warmth if you're riding into the colder months of the year. So again, Leatt's been doing a fantastic job of getting into the ADV segment, and I really think that the 5.5 and the 7.5 is leading the charge in more off-road oriented ADV gear. But if you have any more questions or you're trying to figure out which one's right for you, go ahead and click that info button. It's gonna take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about the all-new Leatt gear. Don't just take my word for it. If you have any questions on sizing, you're trying to nail in exactly which one's right for you or which option within Leatt's line, give our customer service agents a call. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining Norman and I and checking out the all-new Leatt 5.5 ADV MultiTour jacket. I'm Pat, and I'll see you in the next video.